guys, how's it going? It's X666X Iron Maiden, and today we're back with more BAND-MAID finally. As you've seen from the title, we're finally doing Thrill, which is one of their big songs that's been requested since the start. So I figured, hey, we'll do it today. We've run through enough songs now that we should do one of their big ones. At least according to you guys, one of their big ones. Yeah. So obviously, I always get excited whenever we're doing one of these Japanese all-girl groups, because we've been doing a bunch of them now. Now we've added Nemophila to the list as well that we're going to be doing all the time. So it just keeps adding on, and it just seems like Japan is taking over on my channel because they're just killing it right now. So let's get into it. Okay, before they really get too much into it, I already want to pause it. So I think I can already see why this is one of their big ones. It's got that really good catchy riff. It's not too over the top or anything like what a good single would be. That everyone falls in love. Like Back in Black is a good example. Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. They all have those main songs, and this has all the elements already off the first 45 seconds that kind of those songs have. It has a nice drum groove. It's got a nice bass groove, guitar groove, and her vocals are already on point to start off. Even though she's only been singing for a few seconds, I know I'm stopping it early, but I don't know. I'm already really just enjoying the vibe of the song in general, and I feel like I can already get that essence from it from just the first 45 seconds. Let's keep going. Ooh, like that. I gotta say their harmonies are really on point. I'll back it up 1 second. Actually, I'll go back 10 seconds just so we get that whole part without the interruption. But their harmonies always sound really amazing because their voices are close. You can hear that distinct difference obviously as well, but I find their vocals are really close, and in this case it just suits it so well. It sounds really good when they sing together. I'm usually someone that prefers two different voices that come together, but I don't know. They're almost identical for me, so it almost sounds it almost gives the effect as if the lead singer was just redoing the vocals kind of thing and just singing slightly different. It kind of gives that effect, but instead it's two different singers, which makes it even cooler that they can do that same effect that other bands that only have one singer who sings in the group would have to go back in the studio and redub over, obviously do more layers, but they can do it with just the two of them, which is cool to be able to do indeed. Again, one of the main staples of this group for me is just the riffs. They always seem to write these amazing riffs over and over again with such great hard rock guitar tones, and bass obviously as well. I'm counting bass in because bass guitar. They just have great tone every single time. She's really holding it down on the drums as well. I know it's become a thing already now. I can see where talking about the drums is a thing, so we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that subject right now. But she's like, all in all, it's just one of those like really good. Like I said before, good example of like Back in Black, where it's like one of AC/DC's staples, or Highway to Hell or anything like that. Any of those main staples. It kind of has like that kind of feel to this song already. And again, like I find like I'm already pausing because we're not that far in, and I'm already getting all these feelings like in that way, and that's kind of like the type of song they wrote here. It's like a staple that people know the band for. That's the whole impression I get from this song so far, which is and another thing I've mentioned before, like songs like this, like for me, like AC/DC is it's not a band I listen to, but like there's always songs like this, like the songs I just mentioned from AC/DC, that I do enjoy listening to from time to time, and that's kind of like the feeling I get from this song. It's like normally it wouldn't be something I would listen to that often, but because it's so well written and put together, it is a song that I would listen to. You know what I mean? Like it's out of my realm usually just listening to something more like kind of late. I only use the term laid back because, again, for those of you who've been listening to me on the channel and watching the videos, and I mentioned it before, I'm a very prog rock, prog metal guy. So when I use the term laid back, I don't mean that they're not doing cool things and not skilled or anything like that. I'm just comparing it to like prog, is what I'm saying here. Is that it's more laid back, as in it's not all over the place, jumping back and forth between time signatures and stuff like that. It's more what I mean. And I have a habit of not listening to that as much in these last couple of years. I've just been mostly focusing on prog. Luckily, the channel coming back and doing this and discovering these bands has got me back into this style of music a lot more than what I was. But yeah, basically that whole thing is just to say, like, it's weird for me to be like really enjoying this, because it's not usually something that I get into as much anymore. But it's already super catchy. And I'm only a minute and a half in, and I'm talking a lot already. I apologize. I know we're a reaction channel. I try not to talk too much in between, but sometimes it just happens when I got a lot on my mind from what the music has given to me. 見たくもない光景ばかり視覚に閉じ込め小さな空に声がハッと読み上げるわもう書いたってそりゃルーステレビ自己暗示してもあとことろ涙じゃ救われないならもうエンジョイ味わえ I'm gonna be on my way 答えのない恐怖は狂気に変えればいい Just begin new gate 真っ白に消さったページは破り捨てろ覚悟の先へとスリルとともに身を捧げて Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay, so solos. Love the bass solo. I've mentioned it before, how much I just love her playing on the bass. She's just got a really nice groove, and when she plays her solos, like it's groovy too. I don't know, every time she plays solo, I just find it's groovy as hell. She's got like the Jimi Hendrix sticker on the bass and everything, so obviously they're inspired by older music as well, because it's hard rock. Obviously your inspiration comes more from the 70s and 80s, is where the bigger bands from that era is. So it's cool to see them representing them as well, like even on her instruments. I think guitar solo was cool too. It was perfect for the song. It wasn't too over the top, because this song in general isn't like an over the top song, right? So you don't want to write a guitar solo that's too over the top. She wrote that solo to fit the music, and then we just jump back in with the really cool drum fill. Something to talk about too for her drums. She has a very like simple, clean setup here for this song. and still, doing really cool things with it, which shows a level of a drummer, in my opinion. Like the less stuff you have in front of you to hit, and still pull off stuff that's really cool. That really is where, for me anyway, it really shows a level of skill for a drummer. So props to her for having like a very simple, almost like I've seen like jazz setups more often that are like a smaller kit like this. So it's really cool to see her play a smaller kit like that. I was definitely in that first few seconds where I was like, is this like one of those types of rock songs where it's like a staple for a band? I do believe I nailed that on the head, because that's exactly how this felt for me. Hopefully that's the same for you guys. It's not just me, or I'm going to look like the idiot. But I was really this is why I waited to do this as well, to do this track, because I knew it was like a staple from them. One thing that was cool that I didn't mention, because I just had to look it up and make sure that I wasn't going to be wrong. I love that she's playing the other vocalist that plays. She plays a Rickenbacker guitar, which I thought it stood out right away, but I'm not familiar with their guitars as much as their bass guitars, so I didn't want to say that without double checking first. I thought it was really cool that she plays one, because I'm a huge fan of Rickenbacker. We just covered someone was playing one of their basses in one of these recent videos we just did. I can't remember if it was Nemophila or if it was another reaction I did before that, and I mentioned the same thing. I thought they were no, I think it was on the live Twitch stream that I did the other day on Saturday, which by the way is on Twitch every Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can request songs, by the way. I'll mention that now instead of at the end, since we're on the subject of it. And they're just beautiful instruments, and I love the tones from it as well. It's just a great instrument. It's a great choice, and I've noticed that a lot of the artists in Japan, they either like brand new instruments like from these companies, like really nice high quality guitars, or they like to go old school, which is like an old school like brand of guitar, and I always find that so cool that it's like both ends of the spectrum pops up a lot, and you can kind of see it between both of them here. I couldn't really pick out what the other guitarist was using. I thought I read Audio Technica on the head, like when it went by right quick, but I couldn't see what she was playing. I'll leave that to you guys to let me know what the other guitarist was playing here. And I did make sure this time around as well, because a lot of people had mentioned to me before. But I guess we will talk about the drums, even though it's a thing that I've been notoriously known to say they're not as good as like top tier prog drummers from around the world, which is I also always put a disclaimer that I've only heard a little bit of the music when I say that, so I want to put that in here again before continuing. I was listening to the drums a lot more in past like the second half in this song, and it's just solid, just solid, a solid drummer, which takes a lot of skill too to be like a really solid drummer in the background. Because I do want to kind of redeem myself a bit, because it kind of sounds negative, I know, whenever I'm talking about the drummers like that. She's very solid, and her fills are really good. Like I stopped paying attention to almost everything else for a short period of time just to listen to her drumming, just to really pay attention, because I know it's a thing that I've been talking about a lot, so I wanted to make sure I did that. And just her fills are really well placed, They're not too over the top. It really fit the song, what she was doing. She never went too much over the top at all. And it shows, again, like having that small kit and everything and still making the fills that she was doing, and they all sounded really great. It takes a lot of skill too, which was never my point of saying that they're not skilled. But I know I've been getting comments that make it sound like I'm saying they're not skilled. Or some people saying, like, oh, like, like how I should already know that they're really great after checking out a band like once or something like that, which happened on Nemophila. So I feel like I have to say that too. Is like, oh, I'm only listening to this song. This is like a first time listen to the song. I'm not going to pick up everything too, right? So some of these things that I say, you have to remember. All of you have heard these songs 100 times. I haven't yet, so I just wanted to make sure I put that in there too. Sometimes when I'm saying this, you got to take some of the stuff I say with a grain of salt, because I haven't had a chance to listen to it, even 5 times, even twice yet. A lot of the times. So I have a very busy life. I don't have a lot of time to just listen to music other than when I'm recording on the channel. So a lot of these songs, even a week later, I've still only heard them that one time. Like obviously when you had a chance to listen to them a bunch, you pick up on a lot more detail. I'm alright at picking up details the first time around, but nobody can pick up everything the first time around. So, but anyway, that'll be it for this one. Just all in all, like I said, really great song, really good staple of the song. It really has like really nice groove to it that makes it a really good staple. Hopefully you guys enjoyed finally getting to this one with me. If you did, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to be notified when I drop new videos. And as always, you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you later.